Hi, I'm Lori Robertson with the Berkley Blend. Today I am talking to Dan Miahescu, the chairman of the Berkley Beautification Advisory Committee. Stay tuned. Hi, Dan. Thanks for joining me today. I got to tell you, when Nancy Line first approached me about being the host for the Berkley Blend, one of the goals for our program was to learn about programs and committees that are maybe a little bit lesser known in Berkeley. And this is a perfect opportunity for me to learn about the Beautification Advisory Committee because I have to embarrassingly say I don't know much about it. So, welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your day. And can you tell me first and foremost, what is the Berkley Beautification Advisory Committee? What is it comprised of?
Sure. So we're basically a group of citizens that are approved by the city council, and we get together and we advise the city manager on projects or elements within the city that could be enhanced or improved upon. So it can range from something like the fire hydrants are rusty and they should be painted, to there's areas that could benefit from having flowers or hostas planted, and even just the fact there's the tree board that works on and controls the actual planting of trees, but we've actually gone out and canvassed the city, encouraging residents that don't have trees in front of their homes to plant trees there as well. So it ranges on a whole host of topics, and again, we work very closely with the city manager and provide guidance and advice, and then they will either approve or disapprove some of the suggestions that we might have.
Oh, that's very interesting. I did not know the scope of your projects. I'd like to mention the fire hydrants. I would have never thought about that.
Yeah, we did that actually. It was prior to the Dream Cruise a few years ago, and all along Woodward, the fire hydrants in Berkeley were just pretty, rusted and just not looking nice. And we thought for that, prior to that event, it would be nice to just have those freshly painted. So we got paint from the city, and the volunteers we went through, we painted all those fire hydrants.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. How do you find your volunteers?
So right now we have 5 members of the committee. So there's myself, my wife serves as secretary as well, Anella, and we also have Doug Deeds, Jeremy Cohn, and Gabby Vitsozi. So those are our members, and Gabby and Jeremy are 2 of our newest members. But they're amazing volunteers. They do incredible work, and we generally have projects during the warmer months, and we'll do them. We'll have a meeting a month. But, those projects will sometimes be 6 times, let's say.
Okay.
6 events, and so on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning we'll get together and go out and volunteer.
And so do you just reach out to, say, your core group of friends and neighbors and say, hey, we're going to be painting today. Can you come out and help?
For all intents and purposes, it's always been just the members of the committee.
Okay.
We have made postings on Facebook. So we do have a Berkley Beautification Advisory Committee page. So for those residents who are interested, they can like our page. But so we'll make notices there, make postings that an event is coming up. But for the most part, it's just the volunteers that are members of the committee that will go out and participate.
Are you currently seeking new members?
We're always seeking new members. It's great to have people that are interested in just giving back to the community and participating and volunteering. So again, we meet on the second Wednesday of every month at 6:30 p.m. And the meeting takes place at the second floor of the Public Safety Building. And the meetings are very brief. I mean, I like to focus on, what needs to be addressed and move on. So we'll meet for maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes at most and plan our project. So coming up, we'll be planting There's the salvia, I don't know if you've seen or not, but there's the midnight salvia that we planted near the bus stop on 12 Mile and Woodward, and they have flourished. They're doing fantastically well. So what we'd like to do is have a cohesive color or theme throughout the city. So for the sign, the Welcome to Berkeley sign on Coolidge, and also the one at Webster and Woodward, we plan on planting salvia there as well. So that's something we should be doing in the next few weeks.
Do you have a budget, or is this donations?
It's generally a budget. The city will allocate somewhere between $300 and $500 per year.
Okay.
And again, we always have to get approval from the city manager to use those funds. But we have had fundraisers in the past. So 24 Seconds donated funds a few years ago when we had members from the community basically eating and dining and drinking there during an allotted date and time. And so they donated a portion of the profits during that time. So we may do that again in the future, but for the most part, based on the manpower that we have and the projects that we have, we try to just take small bites of things that we can do each year and then add to that in each successive year. So a lot of the things that we plant are perennials so that we don't have to redo what we've already done.
Okay.
And it definitely has flourished and been able to add so that we're always, making an additive effect moving forward.
I love this. I'm going to really start paying more attention when I'm walking around Berkeley. We walk everywhere. So I just love this. What has been the biggest project to date?
Yeah, I would say the bus stop there at 12 Mile and Woodward, because it was generally just grass and weeds.
Mm-hmm.
And so we carved out a nice section there with the salvia. We planted a Bartlett pear tree that flowers in the spring. And then this year we added to that some hydrangeas and roses. There's also some stone crop that we planted there as well. So that was probably our biggest project. And then the Tot Lot Park, we've been adding to each successive year. So we've had residents in some cases donate plants or perennials that they no longer need or are changing in their yard. So we had some daisies that we planted there that are doing incredibly well. Some hostas as well that we planted around some of the pine trees that was also donated. And so those two, I'd say, were our biggest areas of focus. Some residents may also see that at the compost collection site on Beverly.
Yes.
There's 8 shrubs, 4 on each side of the cement there, and we planted those to try to make that seem a little nicer and just give it a softer look. So that was one of the other projects we've done a few years ago.
I just met Mr. Deeds at the community garden this year because
Okay.
I was fortunate enough to be able to rent a plot.
Oh, great.
So I can imagine he's in his glory because is he a master gardener?
I don't know if he is or not, but he's very active, and he is an amazing asset for the group because he will literally just continuously push things forward, and whether there's roadblocks or hurdles or just things that can get in the way, he just continuously pushes it forward and gets things done. And I think that's a great attribute of his, and it's a great quality, and he definitely lends a lot to the group. So sure,
You can tell he has a passion for it.
Yes.
Even when I met him for the first time, he said, just let me know what you're going to plant and I'll plot it all out for you. And he was so helpful. I'm the rookie. I don't know what I'm doing. My yard is all shade. So I have been yearning for a garden for years and years and years. And but he went up north. So I went to the blocks. I bought my plants. I had no idea what I was doing. And I have not seen him, but I'm sure he is probably laughing at my plot because everything is so crowded. I have way too much lettuce.
Oh gosh.
I know he has been kind, but I'm sure he's like, oh, she's a rookie. So I'm sure next year he'll be. I'll definitely seek his advice next year because you can just feel his enthusiasm for the garden. It's been fantastic.
And we're always looking for ideas and feedback, so it's hard for us to canvass the entire city.
Sure.
So if there's residents through our Facebook page especially, if they have ideas or things that they think could be improved upon or enhanced, that would be something that would be a good way for people to get in touch with us. And one of the other projects that I didn't mention but is also important and people look forward to is the Holiday Spirit Award, which we do every winter. So that's basically, we go through the city, people will send us nominations, and we just nominate and vote on the top 3 homes based on the efforts that they've put forth to decorate their home. And we have in the past as well done a landscape of the year as well in the summer months.
Oh,
so
nice.
that sometimes we'll do in the month of August.
I don't think I'm ever going to win that, Dan. I'm still a work in progress. Is the Beautification Committee involved in the repainting of the pedestrian crosswalks? I know that's supposed to be a big project coming up. They're going to do like fun, say, animal prints.
Not really, though we do on occasion bring items to the attention of those within the city. So with the fire hydrants, going back to that, we started that project on Woodward for the Dream Cruise, and then the city itself then realized, okay, this is an issue, and they went through and did more on 12 Mile and Coolidge and some of the other areas. And for the crosswalks, that obviously is an element of, if it's dilapidated and one can't see, it's an issue of safety, and it's an issue of just the city. So usually we have connections through the different channels, so we can talk first to the city manager, and then if necessarily people through the public works and public safety, and get something like that done.
Okay, so people could reach you straight through the Facebook page?
Yeah, Facebook is always the best. It's just an easy way for us to see what people are thinking and reach us. And again, liking the page is just a way to see what we're involved with as well.
Were you also involved in the Coolidge Median? I believe someone may have spoke at a city council meeting saying that you needed volunteers to help plant flowers, I want to say.
We did do some work in the Coolidge Median. We planted some hostas that were transplanted, and we planted some trees there as well. It's a little harder in some of the areas that are a little bit more traffic heavy. In that case, gaining access can be challenging.
Okay.
And because of safety issues, sometimes we prefer to delegate some of that to actual employees of the city. But any element of the city, area of the city, for example, is an area that we'll look at or work on.
How long have you been on the committee?
So I joined, it's been about 6 years.
Oh, wow.
And so our terms are 3 years each. And I'm up for renewal now, so I'll be posting that to the city council. But all the members, as I said, are very just genuinely interested in the city. And as somebody who's lived there my whole life, I feel as though it's just an extension of my home. It's a very small community, and I think, doing something that, even if it's small, can then be added to in each subsequent year, I think is great. And yeah, we've really enjoyed it. It's been an amazing experience.
I have really enjoyed learning more about this committee. I just had no idea. So did you graduate from Berkley?
Correct, yes. I went to Angel Elementary School and Anderson Middle School, and graduated from Berkeley High School. So
I did as well. But I went to Hamilton, which is
Okay.
now Rogers,
yeah,
Anderson, and then Berkeley.
oh, that's great.
I feel like a lot of us, you stay. I think a lot of people did move, but for us that have stayed and were core, I mean, isn't it just amazing that your kids are going to go like to the same schools that you did, and it's just a great community. So
It's. I feel as though I've always described it to people where Berkeley is a city of where people are kind of normal.
yes,
You have
Yes.
the, extremes on the other side, but I feel like everybody in Berkeley is just a regular person, and they take pride in their city, and they do a great job. And so I look forward to doing more work, and it'll be a great season this year, and getting more and more done.
well, I will start paying more attention, and I may have some hosta that I can donate as well.
I
So,
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank
I'll
you.
keep that in
Thank
mind.
you much, and thanks for having me here today.
Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.